Nakore Apparel is a lifestyle brand inspired by and created for those who unabashedly seek, speak, and live in truth. Nakore is the African Adinkra symbol for truthfulness, and the clothes speak truth in all its forms with the ultimate aim of love and justice. If you're down to expand the culture, break barriers, and eradicate injustice wherever you find it, then Nakore Apparel is the brand for you. Go to NakoreApparel.com. That's Nokore Apparel.com.
Nakore, apparel for truth tellers.
You are now tuned in to the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast.
Yo, what's going on? This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you live and direct with episode number 330.
You hot right now. You
Super
know what I'm saying?
hot.
Pause. There we go. We good.
All right. DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you, episode 230 of the 330 of the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast, the DMST
Yes,
podcast.
sir.
Thank you to everybody tuning in right now on YouTube. Everybody tuning in throughout the week on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, the TuneIn Radio app, iHeart,
Yes.
no Wooshka.
None at all, man.
Anywhere, wherever, however you get your podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in this week. No Ulysses this week. She's out doing a comedy show at
Trying to be
Hilarities.
funny.
Yeah, out at Hilarities. No Playboy this week. Dev is here. What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Ready to go. Ready to get this thing started. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Just another week, another show.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll hop right into it. So we probably won't do a super long show this week.
Or it might go crazy long. You never know.
Yeah, we never know.
Just I only say that because of I think the amount of things both of us have to say about the stuff that went on this week and like where it could possibly go. We'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, Bob, what's your week?
Man, it was a very weird week. You know what? Since I think given, this is July 8th, 2023, we all kind of know some of the stuff that was going on this week. So, since I know we're going to get into that ASAP, other than,
Other
just
than that heavy part.
yeah, the heavy stuff, I don't know. It's been a reflecting week. I reflected a lot this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Lee. She had her birthday yesterday. It was nice pulling up, seeing
the
some
party.
comedy. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was about it. Let me zoom in on you a little bit, cause you a little that main cam a little far away from.
I should have had it closer.
I'm gonna just zoom in on you a little bit. How was your week, man?
It was cool. Trying to think, nothing crazy with work. Oh yeah, I forgot about the water bottles in here. Yeah, but nothing crazy with work or anything. I mean, the biggest thing we doing is, still obviously doing stuff for the wedding and things like that. We did a tasting with the catering company on Thursday, which was pretty cool. The stuff we picked, for our menu was. It all tasted pretty cool.
What we eating, man?
I mean, obviously we gonna have stuff there for the, we won't be there doing that part. The what is it?
Like the social hour kind of thing.
Yeah, the cocktail hour. I mean, we will be somewhere doing something, but obviously we got the little hors d'oeuvres and things like that during that space. But I mean, it's just, we ain't doing nothing crazy. Just we got some. What to say? We got some fish. We doing fish and chicken basically. Because not everybody eats beef, and, trying to stay away from a lot of those things. So we didn't do anything too crazy. But yes, we went out there on Thursday. I went, my parents went, and then my brother and his wife went. Trying to get some good feedback on how everything was. So it was pretty cool. And then we did on Wednesday, the person that's our officiant, we did a like a first type of session with them, like a little premarital type of session with them or whatever. So we're going to do, we have some sessions with her coming up too. Okay. And then that was it, other than Ulysses' party last night. So that was pretty much it.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
And we're still trying to find somebody. We pretty much got everybody we got. I told you we were trying to do all black, and it ain't gonna be all black in a sense because our venue obviously is not black owned, and then they have a catering company they already partnered with. So that was the shitty part about it because.
So white folks cooking. Hold on. White folks cooking this food. Did you taste the chicken?
Yeah, we tasted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did it taste like?
It wasn't fried chicken.
Tastes like garlic. What did it taste like? They always put some other shit on.
No, it's I'll tell you after the show.
I demand y'all put Lorry's on my.
Hey, bring your own Lorry's. But it was like I said, it was good. We not doing anything like it wasn't like fried chicken or nothing like that. You know the way we know we gonna do that differently than everybody else. But it was cool. It was but like I said, but it's not completely black owned because obviously the venue's owned by whoever owns that, and then the catering company is not, but they use the same catering company at their venue.
Oh, so basically, when y'all pay for the space, when y'all doing it, everything is included.
Yeah, well, the catering. So technically, you could say it's included, but
I know what you mean. It's all a part of the price you pay.
Yeah. So we didn't have.
You don't got to pay extra for the.
No, we didn't have to go out and find that. So it's good and bad because would you like to go and be able to find your own caterer? Yeah, but
can somebody auntie bring in the mac and cheese? Can somebody still bring some?
Yeah, so it's one of those things. But it was like I said, it was good. I wouldn't say pleasantly surprised, but it was good. So we got a meeting with them in a couple of weeks to figure out some stuff. They started making our plans as far as our layout and designs and all those types of things. So it was like the new year hit, and it's like it was like, all right, you got to be ready to go because these 6 months is going to be, But like I said, I brought that up about being completely black. I know you had made a face when I said that like about a month ago, but it's just like we had a person that was supposed to that we wanted to do our cake,
and they flaked out.
The final line is like I won't name the company. It's no point in naming companies and nothing like that. But it's like you're
trying to shit on people now.
but it's
shitting on people around here. No.
We had a meeting with her on the 13th, December.
So
13th.
it was a woman's company. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, black owned. And she does what up to James saying what's up in the feed. What up?
What's up with
you? But she does pretty good. But anyway, we had a consultation on the 13th. She was supposed to get right back to us with. Some design ideas. She had us pick out
Niggas
some stuff.
was late.
She had us pick out stuff with, some ideas like from her Pinterest board, stuff that would interest us. We responded that night. We ain't heard from her since. I mean, literally, we ain't heard from her since. We sent our response that night with our stuff. And then like a week plus later, I emailed again like, hey, just following up to make sure you got the email. Because she was talking about giving a soft hold to us because I think with some of these self-owned like bakers and things like that, they don't. When you don't have that big brick and mortar and people around you thing, you can't sit there and be like, okay, somebody wants to have a wedding sample, so I'm just gonna make this. I'm gonna make this. They kind of do different points throughout the year that they do sample boxes. So, but she was doing like a cupcake sampler that we bought that over Christmas. The weekend we had the big storm. We bought that, and when we went to get it that day, Corlisha asked, and she's like, oh, my regular correspondence will pick right back up after the holidays. I give you that. People don't want to work as much during the holidays. But my thing is,
do you want money?
Not even
or do
just
you
that.
Want a break? No.
Not even just. It's just that we all got Instagram and stuff. A very simple. Hi guys. During the holiday season, I'll have limited, responses. After the first of the year, I'll return everybody's email. We just ain't heard back from her. So we moving on. It's like that's my thing with like we trying to be black owned. I know people when I thought about you making that face because it's like you're trying to, but. We do these things all the time about are we harder on black people than other people? I don't really know if it's harder sometimes. It's just that sometimes we just want the minimum. And when we can't get the minimum from you as a black owned business, like what do you want us to do? Like we're trying to give you money. Yeah. We found you, look like you do good work. We bought your cupcake sampler. We've reached out. What else can we do?
Nothing.
And I know somebody that used her when she got married some years ago, and she said that she was great. The cake was excellent. She recommended her to everybody. I don't know if our thoughts and our ideas are too basic for her, and she think we're gonna be boring. I don't know, but just ain't responded. I mean, literally, just multiple emails to stop responding.
That's crazy, man.
So I say that to say it's tough trying to do the all black thing in a sense when it's just like you're not doing just the honest business portion. It's just, like I said, if you weren't going to respond over the holidays, just put it on your thing.
Yeah,
hey,
guys. Said that.
But, hey. Like I said last week, we found a florist. It's a black florist. Goddamn flowers. I make me want to go in the woods and cut my own flowers, dude. The shit, the prices, the price. Google how much they say a florist costs for a wedding these days.
Oh, it's crazy, man.
So got me wanting. I'm like, it's trees behind my apartment.
What question? Like, what kind of flowers? Like, what do you mean about? What stuff y'all putting on the table, or
yeah, we're not doing a ton. Like where we're getting married in front of. Obviously, you're going to put flowers there. You know, you're going to decorate that area and things like that. So we got some there. It's going to be a little bit on the table where we'll all be at the wedding party, and then there's going to be some small things on some of the tables we're having. But we're not going crazy with flowers because again they're pricey. But then with the florist, she's like, if she does like, and she's doing a bouquet, like the bouquets and stuff. But she's like, if she does it, nobody else can do flowers because she, which I understand. So
listen, I already told you the one peoples I used to work with, they went on ahead and just.
They did the whole thing. And you see pictures online all the time of how people do stuff, but this is what we really want. She really wanted fresh flower. She really wanted a fresh and real flowers for her bouquet, and the other ones we could have did whatever with, Okay. But
I feel you, man. I know what you want, babe. Okay?
Yeah. That's what you want, man. That was the only one, but it basically is all at the end though. We got one more thing to book, and that's just the person that's gonna do the cake. That's it, and then it's just finish getting everything paid for, and we'll see y'all in July. Yeah, and y'all niggas better eat everything on y'all plate.
On the plate. Even the little green garnish. Eat all that shit.
Y'all better. I don't care if y'all pick y'all teeth with it when y'all done. Y'all better put that thing to use somehow, some way. Everything on the plate better be ate. But yeah, but I don't know. It's like I said, it'll be here before we know it. I mean, we already almost at the 10th of this month, and July will be here. By the time we start doing other stuff, I mean, some months is gonna be she'll have a bridal shower. She'll have her bachelorette party. It'll be my bachelor thing or whatever. Like when you start putting stuff like that in there too, you lose time. You lose a week. You lose a half a week. Something
Where's
like that.
Where's she doing her bachelorette party at?
She don't know. They haven't told her.
Like
she thinks
approved.
She thinks she knows where. She thinks she knows where, but they haven't told her. Yeah, and they doing a good job keeping it secret.
They keeping her a secret.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They better tell you.
Even my sister-in-law is going. Both my sister-in-laws are going, and they ain't even tell me where they going. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's out the country.
It better not be no nude males there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All I know is that they going out the country.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's all I know.
That's what's up.
Which is dope. So, looking forward to it. It'll be a weekend that I'll well, I ain't gonna say alone because
you had a kid.
Yeah, so it won't be alone. But yeah, it's cool. But that's about it. That's the weekly update on that. Black people, please do better. I mean, and the thing is, we're still looking for more of a black person. Like, there's a wedding bridal show thing coming up at the end of the month out, and I think Independence. It's like a black themed one. The person that looks like the person that does it is a DJ. He actually flaked on us too. Well, I ain't say flaked on us. We did a consultation with him. He was supposed to send us an invoice. If we were going to work with him. He pretty. If I say that you may not know off the top of your head, but a lot of people that listen to this from the area will know he does. His business does receptions and a lot of them. A lot of different things. But anyway, I think he actually sponsors this event. And so I know the lady that we're looking at now to do it, she said she'll actually be there on that. It's the 29th. I think it's a Sunday. So we're getting there. But black people, just do a little better. Like, it's just, it ain't hard to return an email.
For black folks, it is sometimes. If you want to support black businesses.
Yeah, and that's
going to keep trying.
Yeah. I mean, we do it for everybody else. We keep going to the Arab spots and getting food and stuff like that.
Yeah. But they, I ain't going to get into it right now.
Yeah, but just do better, y'all.
Yeah, you got to do better. So topic, what would you get into, man? I mean, I know we gotta.
Yeah, we already know what
it's so
the first
layered
one gonna be
to get into, man.
It's a heavy part.
Yeah, for those who don't know what happened, so
been living under a rock.
Yeah, living under a rock. So Monday night during Bengals Bills football game, player by the name of DeMar Hamlin, regular tackle, wasn't even nothing crazy. Like when I first heard about it, I thought maybe. Nowadays it's all about the head stuff and CTE. So I thought maybe
that's what I thought because I didn't see it happen live.
Yeah, I thought maybe he tried to hit dude and hit him with his head first. But when I saw what happened, man, for us, I think I'm past. I'm gonna be able to hold it together. The first couple of days, not even say the first couple of days, the entire week. I've been emotionally all over the place with it because it hit home, given some of the stuff we had gone through in our high school years. To give a quick, just before we do go too deep, he is doing a lot better now. He's up, responsive, interacting with people, taking pictures, posting stuff on
Instagram,
on the gram
and
stuff like that. And but his heart stopped on the field, man. They had to give him CPR. They had to bring his heartbeat back. I guess his heart stopped again at the hospital. I guess it was a situation where he got hit at the right time in the right position at the right angle.
I think I put the name of it down.
Okay.
What the condition is called that happened. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it caused him to lose consciousness on the field. And I wasn't even watching the game initially. I was watching the Cavs game. The ironic thing is that same night, one of the Cavs players scored like the 7th most points in the history of the NBA in a single game.
And it kind of just goes off in a whimper because of what happened.
Scored 71 points. So I'm watching that game, and I'm just on Twitter, I'm always on Twitter during sporting events. Just, Twitter during sporting events are like, live TV shows or award
it's
ceremonies.
basically the same thing. You live tweeting the game. Yeah.
And so I just started seeing it come up, and the first video I saw about the DeMar Hamlin thing, I just saw like an overhead view, an overhead shot. I wonder if I can find that, man. It was an overhead shot of his teammates, and everybody was crowded around him. I guess he was on the ground. And I don't want to show that. Teammates were just turning around and walking away from the crowd of people and like crying into their pads. And like, this is the thing. This is the crazy thing about it, man. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know nothing. But when I saw that, I immediately got emotional myself because I knew something wasn't right. And it was just, you could from the video I saw on Twitter, you could tell somebody was on the ground hurt, obviously. Didn't know what. I just saw you got grown men NFL players balling, like being consoled by other grown men in uniform, in their football uniform, like crying into the other dude's pads. Like, it was just wild, man. It was
it was like I'm like you. I was kind of mainly on the Cavs game at the time, and then I turned to ESPN because I made I know we're gonna get into the bet and stuff a little bit later, but I had put a bet. Actually, I put a couple bets on the game. Did a parlay.
Smoke crack, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we on right now.
And but I had put a bet on it was like a basically giveaway bet where it's like Bengals score 1 point. They're gonna score. They scored and they open. I mean, they scored so fast that they had already scored by the time I turned to the game. So I'd already won, at least the first bet. And so I turned back to the Cavs game for a little bit, and they were losing. But, like the Cavs, they've been coming back a lot lately. So I turned back to ESPN, and they was in the studio. And that was my first clue because it was like they was in the studio, and everybody got this look on their faces, and they talking super low. And I'm like, oh, damn, somebody got hurt. Somebody got hurt. But you're thinking like, all right, if they're in the studio, first thing that came in my mind is, okay, it must have been bad because
they in the studio. Right?
Yeah, because they in the studio. Like whatever happened, they don't want to show what's happened. That was the first thing in my mind. They don't want to show what happened. So that's why I went to Twitter, and then I started seeing I started tweeting. I just went to a hashtag about the game, and I saw a video of what happened because I didn't really know what happened. And like I said, seeing it, again, going for us, because of what we went through back when we were younger and in school, was literally like we talked on Monday night. It was literally like going back to that gym in Euclid High School on March 6, 1998, and for those that kind of tune in, at different points or don't listen to our show a lot or haven't listened over the years, like every single year on this show, we talk about it when that date comes up. If it happens before the show, if it's gonna happen right after the show, if we do a show on that day. But March 6, 98 is the day that for us. You know, so I was a junior, you was a sophomore. You was on the basketball team with our homie Dave. But it was our first tournament game of the year, and you know he collapsed on the court, and he basically died in front of us on the court. Everybody that was at that game, same situation where just routine shit happening, and then all of a sudden you got somebody that's on the ground. And so I was just like you said on Monday when we talked. It was like it took me right back to that moment, and I'm trying to explain it to Corlicia at the time at different points, you know, as things are happening. How I'm just like when we talk about that day or that night, it's a totally different thing, because it was such a impactful thing that happened in our lives, and it's just, I mean, like I'm sitting on that Monday night, like they not gonna play this game, it's like you talking about grown men crying into pads and stuff or things like that. There's no way they're gonna play this game. Like, there's no way you can put that kind of emotion back up and go play a game where you're fueled by emotion. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah. But
so it's a lot of, and I hate to do it, but it really does. It resonates in a couple different ways. To get the spooky part out the way, like the weird connection between the two. Dave's number was 33.
His was 3,
during that
right?
game. The Dave passed. It was 3-3. DeMar Hamlin's number was 3 or is 3.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And it was that connection there.
Dude,
either.
It was throwing me off, man. And the one thing it did bring to my attention was how that was 24 years ago. Yeah, 25 years ago.
It'd be 25 in this year.
It's crazy how something can happen just like that, and it brings up emotions from inside of you that you thought you were over. Because to go back to that, I want to go back to that a little bit. I don't think people, you know, I was 15. I hadn't even turned 16 yet. And I remember when they, you know, rolling Dave past us with his eyes rolled. But everybody on the bench, the cheerleaders, everybody knew he was dead.
Yeah,
like
because they took him out that back door.
The back door, right by the bench,
right outside.
And we all knew, and it was the crazy. They didn't even cover him up on the way out. You know? But you know what? I think back to it. I'm like, they probably don't. If they would have covered him up, like the whole gym would have probably like fell out crying. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, you just announced
saying it that way. Yeah,
they just announcing that is. But when you was that close to you, I can close my eyes and I see him getting rolled past. And like, I remember we went to the, you know, obviously we had the funeral. I mean, which one should I go? After the funeral, I go after the funeral, then before it. After the funeral, I remember seeing Dave's like face, like him passed away in the casket, right? No, because this was after. This was after we got this. And I remember they brought, I don't know if they did it for the regular students, or not the regular students, but the non-basketball playing students. They brought like a psychiatrist into Shaw. And I remember like 10 of us on the team going to sit with her on the second floor, like I can't remember what building it was, but we went and sat and we talked for like half the school day. Like we didn't even had to go to classes. And I remember I had an issue with like, I would look at people and I would like be like daydreaming off and imagining what their like dead face would look like what they would look like in the cast. It was fucking with it was. I mean, it's
the reason why I couldn't go to his funeral, and the reason why that was one of my earliest experiences with the option of being able to really go to a funeral. You know, and I couldn't do it. I remember being at home and them talking, like they broke in at the news, like on Channel 5 News, and there was an open casket, and I remember they had a camera in there. And you could see him in the goddamn casket. And I'm looking like my ass didn't go to the funeral because I didn't want to see it. Now I'm looking at the news, seeing this nigga in the casket.
Yeah, man.
I remember being so pissed at that. But like in the traumatic space of trying to, like you say, going back and being in that situation. But it's just, but it's that Friday night of like you said, him being wheeled out. Just it's tough to be a 16, 17-year-old kid or whatever, and you just. Nigga, 2 hours ago, I was talking to you coming out the tunnel. Yo, Dave, I 3 hours ago, 3 o'clock or whatever. Hey, I hollered at you at the game tonight or whatever. Like we always do. I hollered at you at the game tonight or whatever. I mean, literally every game. I always talk. I mean, I done know the nigga since 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? We was in band together since 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Well, we was in band together in 8th grade and shit like that. Or whatever. Like just the type of dude he was. He just, why you like band so much and stuff like that. Whatever. Took it as an elective because I used to tell him why I loved it so much. Nigga literally taught this nigga how to play baritone, how to read music and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now the same nigga you just talked to 3 hours ago, y'all holler at you tonight. Then we get to the game late, so I don't get to holler at him before the game. And now the game is going, and this is the same dude that's just basically, like you said, you see him getting wheeled out. And I'm in my mind like, yeah, I ain't ever even gonna get to talk to him again. Yeah. Like that shit is hard to comprehend. I remember getting to school on that Monday, and I remember because nobody was in class. I mean, it was just like we walked out of our class, my word processing, my vocational. And we would just walk, me and a few people, I think it was like Ramia and Yolanda, we were just walking around. And I remember we were coming like down the academy and like the door opened up coming from Hines' office. And it was like basically like, it felt like the whole basketball team was coming up. Going towards where the office was, like the main office, like going down that hall. So basically, because he was in the basement. So like coming up that back hallway, then going on the first floor of the academy. Like going towards the man, and I remember we just stopped because everybody was. You could tell everybody was crying. You could just literally. It was just like that's why nobody was fucking in class. Like that's just like the worst week ever. And that Friday of getting home after the game and just being
that Friday after the game. So this real quick.
No, go.
That this is the part that this is where I resonated with the rest of the players in the NFL and the ex-players in the NFL. We talked about it a little bit the other day when we did For Lovers Only, man. But like, I wish I could explain thoroughly how it feels to legitimately believe that could have been me. I can't even explain how real that feeling. I remember when I'm talking about getting home after the game. My mother didn't go to the game. She had some work or something. When I got home, she was at home up in the bedroom watching TV. She was watching the news. So when we got up there, me and my father got upstairs. I remember I was hysterically crying. I kept saying over and over again, that could have been me. And that was the part you couldn't get out your head, was like, because we had some issues with we was joking the other day about with getting physicals that year. So it was some shit that happened with, God damn, I'm not going to say this because it's going to sound fucked up. I'm not trying to say that it's anybody's fault. But when something like that happens, you almost think like, damn, this was lightweight preventable. Or at least avoidable right now in the middle of a game on a court if him having a large heart was detected earlier. But it gave us a sense of like, yo, nobody checked me out this year. So what the fuck is going on with me? Is something going on with me? Is there something going on with us? This is the first like widespread not being able. Only thing I can relate it to is the feeling people had when COVID started. And nobody knew why COVID happened, when COVID would happen, how COVID could hit you. All we knew was Dave died on the court. How did it take us to get food? I think that I can't remember if that was we did that before the season. We would get food. We all what happened? Like, nigga, what happened? Because that could have been me.
Because this don't happen to
this don't. And Dave was probably the most in shape motherfucker on the entire. Wasn't nobody in better shape than Dave. So it wasn't like Dave was out of shape. Dave was a nigga who would do like 150 push-ups and sit-ups before he went to bed every night. You talking about a 6-pack on a 11th grader? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that wasn't the case at all. It was just, and so like I would watch the players and from this week. And like I would watch the video of him, people on the field crying, and it would make me tear up. I would watch other people talk about it, would make me tear up, because every single thing about it I could resonate with, like personally. Like not even on some like ancillary, like, oh man, I heard about that. I went to Seoul and that happened over here. It's like we went going to Shaw, being in the gym, knowing him personally, seeing him leave Earth and having to deal with it, and then watching other people in the middle of that like emotion, because the way he ended up dying, or not, no, he didn't, sorry. DeMar Hamlin did not die. But the way he lost consciousness twice that night was a freak ass getting hit at the wrong time, wrong place, wrong angle, in between heartbeats.
Causing arrhythmia and all that stuff.
And it would make, so literally every player playing in that game, in the back of their mind, or probably right now in the front of their mind, is like, that could have been me. And then you left in the balance. And this is the thing today. I've kind of got the little liquid out my system, the liquid that drips out your eyes out my system about this today, so I'm okay. Talk about it here. But like the fact that DeMar Hamlin made it, I don't think they understand the weight that lifted off people's shoulders. Is DeMar Hamlin is forever in a different stratosphere of athletes for the rest of his life. For the rest of all of our lives. Because in my brain, that shit happens to Dave on the court and you never see him again. That was so this nigga represents every person that was Dave that didn't make it. But he made it.
But they had everything that they were supposed to have. Because if I remember correctly, too, even with the DP stuff, and when we say DP, his last name was Parker, so we always call him DP. I don't think they had like an AED there.
They didn't have an AED. They was giving them CPR.
They was giving them CPR. And that's another thing too with people. It's just
the CPR shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I saw people saying this on Twitter and online, and it was like a popular thing to say. If you've never seen somebody get CPR in real life, that shit, it's not the TV, ER show, Grey's Anatomy, no matter how dramatic and shit they make it look with the music playing in the background or whatever, when you know a motherfucker that's on the ground and that's getting CPR and they are trying to save somebody's life, it is something, and you have to watch that. And it is something different.
When they push, pump, listen, and you see
nothing,
lifeless. You like, oh shit.
And then the other part that you said too, and I hate that we as having it, but it is what it is. Like the other part you said too, when you saw the video of it, like somebody, Ryan Clark said it, I think, where he was just like, you're not supposed to think that at 23 you don't think you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, and that, think about that. That's 16. Well, we was talking about it, but it was, people were talking about this. It was a lifeless fall. And I know when we talked on Monday night, you was talking about how you could, because I always said I didn't see him fall. I remember I looked to the left and was looking at the press being set up because he made the free throw, and we was looking at the press, and like I said, behind me with a couple parents or whatever, I just heard, oh, Dave fell out. Nobody talked, and I look back, he's on the ground. But you have the mental picture of him, and that's a different fall. Yeah. That's different than, oh, I twisted my ankle, let me grab it. Nah, that's just you gone and you hitting the floor.
Yeah, man, like the rolling out, all that stuff is implanted in my brain. But the thing that is like stamped the most is literally on the bench, head cocked to the left, watching them, us set up on defense, and me literally looking at the bigs at the elbow extended, and Dave just fell. And it wasn't just, like you said, it wasn't like, my knee, my ankle. It was, I'll never forget, he was like, hop, 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 nothing. It's just weird to see, man. I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, was he trying to was that a hop hop of being hype? Or was that something what the fuck is going on? I don't know. That shit was wild, man.
And you don't even want to think about it at this point.
Yeah, and then because I don't know if he was, remember, like it was, he had a couple convulsions. Like that was a lot.
It was a lot to witness.
It was a lot to witness.
It was a lot. And if I'm being honest, it's a lot of it that I don't even think that for me that night doesn't. I thank God I don't remember. Like I said, there's the parts I vividly remember from him being down, and from like you said, seeing CPR being done, to seeing him getting wheeled out, to the looks on the cheerleaders' faces, like just, in tears is not even the way to put it. To looking at y'all walking off the court, arms around each other, niggas is crying, heads in jerseys, and then us walking out the gym, and
probably gotta be
I remember getting home and my dad asking why we was home so early, telling him what happened, And I remember I was walking up the stairs, and the news came on. They was doing their first story. And then they did their breaking news thing on Channel 8. They still do the same music for their breaking news thing. And as soon as I heard it, I just kept on walking upstairs because I knew. And then my phone started ringing. People started calling. We didn't have cell phones. The house phone started ringing. And it was people calling, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, because I was there and shit like that. So it's just, again, when we talk about it, it hits us on a different level. I mean, I'm feeling it right now. Like, it just hits on a different level. So like you said, for him to make it on Monday
it represents all the people that didn't, man.
Yeah, was a big thing. And I feel for everybody that was tied to the game and things like everybody that was affected in a certain way emotionally by it, because I mean, it was just weird. Even on Facebook, Coach Hines put something up there like, we've been here before. And I mean, everybody, the whole row of comments, it's just everybody doing the same thing. I was just talking about it. I was just telling my husband about it. I was just telling my wife about it. I was just talking about it with so-and-so. The same conversation I was having with Cordeisha at home, like trying to explain that feeling of being in something like this. And you can't. And like I said, I said it on Monday. I texted you. I said, they're not playing this game.
Yeah, man. And you talk about that. It was, and it's hard for other people to fully. I think everybody. I don't want to say everybody understood the gravity once this stuff started coming out, but I think for them to understand why it affected us so soon, you know what I'm saying, like so immediate. You know what I mean? Is because it's almost like we was watching a Cavs game and we was getting Mackenzie ready for bed, and then we was watching the game in the basement, and then Mackenzie. Leah went upstairs with Mackenzie just to help her get ready for bed. So in between the time she went up and came back down to finish watching the Cavs game is when it happened. And she came back down, I'm like wiping my face. She's like, "What's going on?" And I had to explain to her what's going on. But I don't know, man. The moment I saw the video, I don't even want to watch the video because I
don't need to see it again.
Yeah, the moment, and I still haven't watched him fall. The got me was the Tre'Davious White, the Josh Allen, those videos of the players losing it, like, that shit was too much.
Like I said, I don't think people can comprehend watching some unless you've seen it. Watching CPR really being, it's not pretty. It's not that. It's not that small little. We're going to on TV. It's nothing like that. And so. Again, obviously with all that, we just, again, hope, thankfully he's better. I hope still wishing for more, even speedier recovery. A couple of things came out of it. One thing we talked about on Tuesday, and not even on the radio, but it was just this was a big story that came out of this too. That the whole, what's his name, Skip Bayless thing, and with Shannon Sharp and stuff like that. I said on Tuesday when we were talking about it, I felt like Skip Bayless was getting almost not unfairly attacked because he brings so much on himself because of the person that he is. But I understood what he meant by it, but I think he tried to walk the tightest of a tight line to be as close as he can be to being an ass without being an ass.
And at this point,
it just wasn't needed.
And I think what ended up happening, because we talked about it on Tuesday, and I had some more time to process it. I think what ended up happening is like, hey, chill out.
Just let it go.
Yeah, just stop trying to make content right now. Like I felt like he was trying to. You was right. He was trying to show sympathy and still make good content.
But still be like, but how can I use this?
I don't, nigga. Fuck what you. This ain't got shit to do. We don't care what you think about what should happen. It was a read. Like it was literally a read the room style situation.
Yeah.
I don't think. And then for him and Shannon. Because I think it's a wrap for them two.
I do too. Too much has been going on lately with those two, and then that interaction on Wednesday. Shannon didn't want no parts of being there and having to deal with Skip, and Shannon just wanted to be like he said. I can't even get through my mind. That was the nigga. I am so done with this shit. Like he said when he sat there and said I can't even get through my mind. Okay, Jen. Let's go, Jen. Let's go, Jen. Let's go, Jen. That was just all right.
I'm done with this.
That was when is my contract up? And when do can I get out of this shit early?
Jeez.
I mean, but you can't. These guys have made money off of being
Salacious.
loud,
Yeah.
and salacious. Stephen A. He used to do the show with Stephen A. Obviously, they got to a point that they had to go to, and I don't think it was like, they wasn't mad at each other or anything. It's just Stephen A's this guy now, you're this guy. Now Stephen A. does the Skip Bayless role, but he does it probably more respectfully.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he annoys people, some people still in a sense. But you know,
his issues with black people, the world don't care if we don't like somebody.
Yeah, basically.
Black people don't like Skip.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, Skip tries to tiptoe the line all the time, and like that was just one time he could have. If you look at all the tweets, again, I see what he was doing, but we don't need content right now.
Yeah, not right now, man.
This ain't nothing to make content over.
So it was Tuesday. I'm like, I don't know. It was as bad as, because it's the shit that goes into it. It was, if you ever had an argument with your girl or something, I don't know. Maybe you used to be cheating all the time, or you bad with money, or you cheating, and like, okay, we got home from you leasing last night at 2. Or when on 1:30 or some shit like that. But if you out here fucking all the time and you come in at 2, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? The conversation at the house is gonna be a little different. Yeah. Like, you could have just been at your lease party, but that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you got to read the room, brother. You can no longer, you got to come in the house. You got a curfew now, nigga.
Yeah.
You got to come in at 11 o'clock.
Either that or you live your life on FaceTime.
Exactly. Baby, I am making a left on Euclid right now.
Baby, look at me. I'm in the McDonald's. Can I get a Big Mac?
You want anything?
Yeah. Let me get a Big Mac and a large fry. What you getting a large fry for? You usually eat a medium.
I'm getting something for you, baby.
Show me the bitch in the car. Show me the bitch in the car. Show me the passenger side.
French fry eating ass bitch in the car. But yeah, man.
No, I get it though. Yeah, like he brought it himself. Yeah. And the other thing that came out of it that really was irritating me too is that the nigga was barely off the field, and you saw tweets. It was the vaccine. Oh, the nigga was not even off the field.
I think it was Twitter bots.
Yeah, that got to be Twitter bots.
I kept seeing the same tweet over and over again, and I'm like,
I kept looking like this can't. But as days went on, you did start seeing people hopping on it, and again, for somebody like me, when this don't happen to 23-year-olds, nigga, it happened to a 16-year-old in front of my fucking face.
What are y'all talking?
In front of my fucking face. So miss me with all of it. That one was another one that kind of just sent me to a point of being like, all right, I'm over it. I'm over these people, right? That's why you got to take them breaks from Twitter. Yeah, that's why Skip, and like then the whole thing with Skip too is like you somehow he can't win that. What he ever said the next night with the Boston stuff on a Tuesday night, and then it was something else he did later, and then I guess when Shannon came back too, then it was that part on the Wednesday where he just couldn't let Shannon say what he had to say and then move on.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up.
Skip can't get out his own way. And that was another part of it.
Yeah, this is what I was pulling up. You know what's crazy, man? I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say how much, but I donated some money to it. I just couldn't help it. So I didn't know what to do on Monday night, man. Like, I was fucked up on Monday and Tuesday. But he had it's called the Chasing M's Foundation. His mom has Jamar Hamlin's mom has a daycare center in Pittsburgh, where he's from, McKeesport, and I think it's McKeesport. He was, the goal was to raise like $2,500. I think when I got on there on Monday,
it was already probably had a couple million.
No, when I got on there Monday, it was like 8,000.
Okay.
10,000 maybe. I don't even think it was.
I started hearing about it on Monday, like late Monday night, that people started donating.
Yeah, I think I donated
crazy.
Probably like little after 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I saw it from like Aditi Kinkabwala from
that does
NFL Network. Stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. And so I saw it and I just donated some money. This shit is over $8.5 million. And I kept thinking, like, let me take a deep breath to get myself right. But no, like, I kept thinking, like, the dopest shit in the world. How can I word this shit right, man? Because I'm trying to keep my composure. Like, a whole school rallied around DP when he passed, right?
Mm-hmm. The whole city.
Mm-hmm. How fucking dope would it have been if he could see that? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to do it And if it helped us and we have a memory, like what if he, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, you got to like Monday night, Tuesday morning, I'm like, yeah, he probably ain't going to make it. But, you know, we can still help. And a little part in the back of my mind was like, hey, it'd be dope as fuck if he woke up and this shit was like $5 million. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't even bring myself to like have positive expectations just because of what life had already did. But the fact that he able to wake up and see like, damn, these niggas came together and put $8.5 million, that's just crazy, man. It's what's up though, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about the rally around everything and how the city was at that time when everything happened with Dave, because it was just like you couldn't find a seat in the gym for the games. Like everybody was at the schools and like, what do y'all need? And I mean, it's just the most emotional roller coaster of feelings. The hardest thing was walking. I don't even know how y'all went back into that gym. I don't even want to keep talking about it because as a fan,
yeah, it was.
I mean, the Bills fucking put pads on to play football today and took back the opening kick, which feels like which feels like as much as we talk about people, discussions. Do you believe in God? Is there a God, divine? How much? Which felt like divine intervention. Let's just be honest, because you take, after all that shit happened, you take the opening kick. The level of emotion in that stadium, for us on a high school level, for y'all playing a thing, for us as fans, we went into Euclid's gym to play Madison again. You know what I'm saying?
We bust that ass.
Every fucking thing in that gym. Y'all didn't lose a game my junior year and my senior. Everybody that was in that class, that DP was our class in 99.
We're not losing in
2000. They didn't lose until 2001.
Yep,
nobody that was associated, that close-knit group of being associated, never lost in Euclid's gym.
Nope.
Never lost in that gym. I saw games in my senior year. They was down by Menor by 18 fucking points. And it seemed like the stupidest shit. People would be in the gym throwing threes up. Yep. And it seemed like every fucking time it'd just be a turnaround.
Yep.
I mean, BJ throwing up threes from fucking half court. From half court. Steve grabbing rebounds. That's just utterly amazing.
Dunk. It was crazy.
The craziest shit. And it just feels like a bigger hand guiding you at some point.
No, for real.
It was nowhere in the world. Them 3 years Shaw was going to lose. I mean, y'all took out teams. Y'all took out Emmanuel Smith and Euclid my senior year. Whatever. It's just like, it was nowhere in the world.
Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, he passed tragically, I think.
Yeah. When he was at Akron,
yeah. And it's just so I don't see how people did it. I don't
remember what you call it. I think it was just the heating system. But remember we did the moment of silence and the heating system was like knock knock knock. knock. Niggas was you get to school the next day. You heard that shit,
it was the weirdest thing going into that gym. And every time I go into the gym, I look at that free throw line and stuff, right? You know where everything happened at and stuff. It's just like it's just you'll never forget it. You will never forget it. And again, like, so to wrap all that up a little bit, it's just the fact that. Yo, we just, people say all the time, hug on people and all these different things and stuff like that. But it's just, this is one of those weeks where you kind of remember it a little bit more. Like, it's like, all right, some stuff is a little bit more trivial than others.
Yeah, man.
And while we here, you got to make the most out of this motherfucker. And I say it every week when we signing out, man. As long as you here, you got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah. So, man, it's just,
for me to put one on here, it's a couple things, right? Like, one, I know we keep talking about the Dave Parker situation, but that's where I'm kind of wrap it up at. But every time, like I just said before, Damar Hamlin represents every single DP that didn't survive. That's the crazy thing about this. It's almost, it doesn't wipe the slate clean, but it does give you like hope, though. I know that sounds, because what you end up dealing with in situations like this when you're so closely associated with it and you really, really are like fucked up over it could have been me type situation, is there's not a thing that I've done in life of significance where I didn't either think about the Dave Parker situation or something reminded me of it. I remember, I think I've talked about it before. I was going to college and I'm all nervous and shit driving. If you drive to Erie right now, you will see it. It's still the same sign is up there. I'm driving and I'm getting closer. I'm like getting ready to leave the Ohio border. And, I'm like, damn, I'm really about to go to college. And I'm all nervous. Nigga, I look up to my right and that motherfucking mile marker said 33 miles to Erie. I said, God damn.
Bro, it was so many times in my life I've done something, getting to a certain point in my life, achieving something, and I remember thinking like, but damn, it's people that didn't do it. And the person one of the people I would think about would be Dave. Like literally
having kids,
it's
having
like,
a
damn,
family,
somebody
get
didn't
married.
even get to that point of doing it. And it's just the weirdest thing.
And you almost feel it's like LeBron had that show, that survivor's remorse. You really do feel, you don't feel like heavy remorse, but it's like, it's always a thought in the back of your mind, like, damn, man. Like, he never got a chance to experience this. You know what I'm saying? Damn, it's just crazy, man. Some crazy shit. But one thing DeMar Hamlin does do is, and this is maybe more of a particular thing to people like us who've experienced this shit, it does give you hope that, like, these things don't have to always be finite. Like, like there's other outcomes to shit like this. Because Monday night, in my brain, it was over, and all them niggas had experienced the DP situation.
You go to ESPN. Like I said, that was my first thing,
Yeah.
and seeing the way they were looking, I thought he was already gone.
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah,
they were just being forced to fill the time because they were going to have to announce.
And they was bullshitting us. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's that. All
but
right.
yeah, man.
All right, let's
get to some fun shit real quick.
Yeah.
Can we talk about something that has hit Ohio like crack in the fucking 1980s? Okay, the snowfall effect that fucking live sports
crack
betting
like this.
live sports betting is some of the most fun shit.
It's almost dangerously fun.
It's dangerously fun.
All right, so for the people that don't know that may listen outside of the state, we like Dave like Dev said, starting January 1st, or on January 1st, we finally got sports betting here in Ohio. It took us a long time to get a couple casinos in the state of Ohio because the state fought it so much. You got to understand that this is a Republican state, and Republicans, a lot of them are very devout Christians and stuff like that. So gambling is obviously the biggest sin in the world, let alone they fucking boys and other stuff or whatever. But anyway,
we'll talk about
that's another show for another time. So that's another sin. So it took us a long time to get casinos here. And to get casinos here, we got one in Cleveland, I think one in Columbus, and one in Cincinnati, right? That's all three of them, I think, in the state. Now we got little small pockets and stuff like the racinos and things like that where you can do like more so like slots and little things like that, but like actual casinos.
Yeah, where you gonna put $100 on black.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So other than that, we was going to West Virginia, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Michigan. We had to go everywhere around us. Anyway, so it hit hard because I signed up with DraftKings. I know I could still probably sign up with somebody else and get more free bets.
I need to find out where I can get the free bets at.
I did my. See, I was new to it. I had never done it before.
But I got mine off DraftKings. I didn't know you. I ended up doing mine.
Okay.
But I ended up fucking all mines up.
Yeah. So DraftKings gave most all these sites were giving away like at least $100 to $200 in free bets. DraftKings gave $200, so I have 8 different $25 bets I could use. And actually, I hit on 6 of the 8. So yeah, I hit on 6 of the 8. But I agree with you. It's hit like crack because everybody's talking about it, and I put it in my phone because I was going to ask you about it because I know you're doing it. I don't know if Playboy didn't got into it yet or not, but because I've been hearing it. Is Leah at home saying anything? Because I've been hearing a lot about the wives and the girlfriends when the guys are talking about it. They keep looking at them like, all right now.
Oh no, we've been having fun because she knows one thing. Leah does know is I'm not like a reckless motherfucker. So I took like 50 and put it into I think I might have did like 75 total on BetMGM, and then I had some money on one of the other ones, Barstool Sports, and then I got all the free bets on
DraftKings.
On DraftKings, and what I do on DraftKings, like I keep I keep winning and then I keep rebetting. So I'm trying to maximize my bread. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I've probably won. I've won a decent amount. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I've
fun,
won more
man.
than I've lost.
Yeah, me too.
I know that much. I've won more than I lost. I mean, I came up a couple times. I mean, even on Monday night when, Donovan had the 71, I put money on the Cavs in the third quarter to come back and win. They did. And I put money on them to come back and win on their next game after that, too, when they were down. So that was either Wednesday or Thursday night, Wednesday night. So I've done that a couple times and pulled that off. But it's just, I'm just doing small amounts. Most of mine have been the free bet money. I put 50 in on Monday just because they were giving away basically a freebie with the Cincinnati Bengals and scoring, which I won that. So I haven't thrown any money out there. I can't afford to be throwing money away. Like, Carlisha hasn't been like, all right, don't do it. But
yeah,
she decided me a couple times just to be like, all right, you show. But I mean, but again, I'm not. It's been mainly the free bets. But I've been hearing a lot of guys talking about the fact that their wives are looking at them funny, and I get it because the one thing I have learned with doing this is that it's as, in a sense, it could be as addicting as like when you first started getting into fantasy football and found out it was fun. But this is just like when you go to the casino. If you've ever gone to a casino and you hit, you do get that rush.
Oh, listen. In the fourth quarter of a 2-point game where you got the underdog, nigga.
How was we up here on Tuesday night when we had to do that little bit of money and whatchamacallit to pull that game out? And then Laurie Markkinen throw that bullshit ass three, and that bitch went in.
Fucked our money up, man.
Almost fucked up the church's money. You know what I'm saying? And they waved it off. Man.
Oh, that shit was so fun, though, man.
Yeah, but so it makes it a little bit more fun to watch.
But it's also so disappointing when all I needed LeBron to do last night was to get me 12 fucking rebounds, and I would have won $400. He had 7 at the half.
And you just like, all right.
Nigga ended with 8 rebounds. And I didn't bet till halftime.
Uh-huh.
And so the other day, I bet before the game, I bet for LeBron to get 8 rebounds. And so the lines, if you don't know anything, it's always in a half. So like it was 7.5 for LeBron, and then the line was 9.5 for Jared Allen. So I bet for Jared Allen to get over, so him to get 10 rebounds, and for LeBron to get 8. Fucking LeBron had 7. And Jared Allen had 9. How the fuck does Vegas know that?
Yeah, Vegas, they don't build, I keep saying, I told Carlisha earlier, they don't have these big-ass buildings, these nice-ass hotels in Vegas for nothing.
How do they know that?
They just fucking know.
I'm like, how did you know that Jared Allen
was going to be right there at 8?
Was going to be right at 9 and wasn't going to get one more extra rebound?
Bruh, they know. They win. Vegas wins. They win way more. The house always wins. They win way much. Right. I put money on a crazy little. I spent my last 2 free bets on like crazy parlays. Like one was on Friday night with Brian. I think that was when they played the Hawks. That he would get 40, and then Russ would have 10 assists. I'm like, all right, they playing the Hawks. Brian been on a tear. It's a chance. It's a free bet. Throw it out there. It was 25. It was like plus like 800, so it would have paid out like 400 or something like that. Fuck it, throw it. It ain't even my money. Yeah. It's y'all money. Throw it out there. I look at the score at halftime. They already up by like 20 plus.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, over. Oh, so Brian ain't even playing now. He gonna cruise in the third quarter and go sit his ass down. So now I know he ain't getting 40. I was
the worst, man.
I was pissed, and I was telling Corliss the day too. Like, it's the funny part too. It's like the reason I really don't want to do like spreads is because too much crazy stuff sometimes happen with the spreads. Because
no, I'm not fucking with the spread.
Because it's like you could be like, all
even
right,
though I won the other night, I won the spread.
But you could be like, all right, Cavs 4.5 favorite, so they got to win by 5 at least. And the Cavs could be up 5, time about to run out. You like, all right, I'm about to get it. And somebody do some bullshit ass, just throw it up at the buzzer and it go in and it fucks up the money. Yeah. I'm not doing point spreads.
I did somebody. The
other day, I just do the money line.
If the point spread in like a basketball game is above 10, then I might consider it. I'll never do it in football because football players got too much testosterone. Them niggas play to the last.
Most NFL games are close.
And
closer than people think.
And niggas gonna be trying to score a touchdown to that shit hit triple digits. Basketball, usually nowadays, if it's under 40 seconds and I'm the team with the lead, I'm gonna probably dribble it out till the 16 seconds on the clock. Then as a courtesy, the other team's going to get the ball and dribble the rest of the time out.
Every now and then,
Zion try to come down to a windmill. Every now and then. but for the most part.
Yeah.
But it really does turn the Sacramento Kings
into what this
Indiana,
is why I'm watching.
I don't even know who the fuck they was playing. Utah Jazz game into the most important game you've ever. I got a 3-game parlay going on right now. The Pacers did beat the Hornets.
You deeper in it than me right now.
But the Jazz about to lose. No, I got the Grizzlies over the Jazz. They about to win. And the fucking Timberwolves down 4 at half to the Rockets. Come on now. Come on, Timberwolves. Don't lose to the Rockets.
Yeah. It just makes it interesting or whatever. But I mean, I think it's a fad. Like I say, it's hitting like crack. But I think once football season ends, and then I mean, people will still get into it for basketball. Once basketball is over,
for me, it's gonna be worse.
I'm just saying, but once basketball is over and people ain't really got nothing to watch with baseball, I'm a baseball fan. But the people that's betting now, unless you're kind of a real big sports fan that you still really into the baseball like that, or you're a degenerate gambler. Like most people are gonna chill out because it's gonna die down for a quick second after the Super Bowl, a little bit more because football is gone.
Yeah.
March Madness, it'll go back through the roof, and then after that's over, maybe for the rest of the NBA season, the playoffs is different because you got less games. I think it'll kind of die down a little bit. Once football season come back up, it'll be back through the window. Yeah. Back through the window.
For people like me, and probably you as well, these people who really do appreciate sports and understand multiple sports, baseball season is going to be a problem.
You think so?
The over-unders for like the Indians on a 3-game losing streak, they can't hit for shit. And the Indians under 4 runs.
Yeah.
I'm betting you know what I'm saying? Like, but you have every now and then you had that baseball game where somebody scored 12 runs out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Every sport, the one thing I'm starting to realize is every sport has their little idiosyncrasies about specific to betting on that sport that makes that sport unique. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I would ever bet for somebody to get a hit in baseball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would bet for somebody to score points in basketball. I would never bet.
So you ain't gonna bet that Jose gonna get 2 hits on the game?
No, I'm not gonna bet. If I would bet the Jose. Only people I would bet for hits are the Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez, Jose Altuve style players. I'm not betting Miles Straw to do shit ever.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not betting them baseball players. But for those people who really, really, really love sports, this is really fun. I'm like, I've never been able to make money off of my perceived knowledge of sports.
Yeah, it makes it fun. But the other part of that is that, like, no matter how much we got the knowledge of it, a part of it still is that, like we said, Vegas knows. Mm-hmm. And they win probably 8 times out of 10. I mean, we're talking about staying at a pretty nice hotel out there in Vegas when we go for the bachelor party, and they got a pretty nice sports book out there in the Cosmopolitan Hotel out there, and it's only that nice because they probably win 8 times out of 10, if not 9 times out of 10.
Well, I'm gonna try to win today. Get my little $90 up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm done with mine. You know, so that's it for me for today. So we'll see. All right, we got one more thing we can do before we get out here. Yeah. Just last thing real quick. So Brittany Renner was on the interview. You said the lady's name. What's her name?
Pearl is her name.
Pearl Davis, I think I saw.
Online. I don't know if her last, but she's just on YouTube. People know it's Pearl, Red Pill Girl. Yeah.
Okay. So I've never seen her show, but Brittany Renner is the chick that was,
she's from real quick. Pearl is from America. She's stationed, or not stationed, but she like lives in England. Okay. And so most of her guests are like British, but British women be having the same issues.
That's American women.
Yeah.
So how was Brittany Renner on the show?
Because she probably came back, either flew back here, Brittany Renner was over there. Who knows? I don't know how she got her over there.
Okay. But anyway, so Brittany Renner sat down on the show. Brittany Renner is one of those people that was an IG famous person. She wasn't known for anything. Basically, she wasn't known for anything. Then she was an IG model, I guess, is if that's what they call them. Influencer model, whatever.
She's a thought.
But, she basically slept around. She admittedly slept around with a lot of people. She wound up in a relationship with PJ Washington.
Yeah, PJ Washington.
Had a baby with him, and then they split. You know, obviously it's a lot of talk around about how they split. A lot of people say that she did it purposely. She targeted him because he was younger and whatever. She got the baby. And I don't think he make enough money for her to be like, you know, this is what I want to do. But
He
hey,
make enough.
he make
You know
more,
what I'm saying?
made
Like,
more
he
than what
makes
she was
enough.
making though. But
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
He don't make a lot, but he'll make enough to have to pay you $200,000.
She also wrote a book. She did the Corinne Steffens route, but she obviously didn't do it.
Did.
She wrote a tell-all book about who if I remember correctly, she wrote a tell-all book about who she hooked up with. Now, Corinne was a different level. Corinne Steffens was video vixen and celebs of the stars of the stars, celebs of the celebs. I don't think I think Britney tried to take that same route to get some money. And then think about it. We can say what we want about Corinne Steffens. Where did they get her ultimately? Because
you about to make me say something.
I'm just saying, where did they get her ultimately?
The single greatest video I had ever seen up to that point. You know what I'm talking about?
It's 2 parts to that video. That's a long time ago.
Trying to get tap out. Listen, we gotta talk about that one of these weeks.
It's 2 parts to that video.
That is part of the beginning of the internet as we know it.
If you think about it,
that was at the beginning. That was one of the first virals where you was like,
oh, for that, yeah, definitely, probably, and it's probably other stuff that we just ain't even, especially in white people's porn area that we don't know about. But for black people porn,
that was
probably yeah.
I remember I used to work at Enterprise, and my old boss Dale Chernega, he wanted to look. He like, I'm like, I got it on my computer. If you want.
Yep. But anyway, so Britney, I think she tried to take that same route, but she was on the show and she talked about the fact that she's not proud of her sexual past, and you know how she didn't respect herself and she didn't value that. Yeah, that was her book cover. And she didn't value herself and the men that she slept with. That's why I think they said the host asked her why she doesn't think any of her relationships worked previously, and she was talking about that. It's because she didn't love herself. So I mean, obviously that's why men didn't do that or whatever. And it's just like, and a lot of people were saying that people didn't have sympathy for her. She's not a real like person by a lot of people, but a lot of people didn't have sympathy for her because they're like, look, you sat here and was a person that glorified this life. You wrote a book about it. When people would call you on it, you had everything to say about them or whatever, and they're like, well, you should give some of that money, but she's never going to do. Like, you should give some of that money back or whatever. But it's like, is it something to be said that she really did kind of create this life and this brand around what she's doing and live this place where she was kind of telling young girls to be like, hey, go do this and be this person and be out here and go do this. And then all of a sudden just be like, okay, well, I was wrong for doing that.
You don't get the...
Or do you give her the grace of being like, okay, well, she's older.
I think there is a grace in getting older and understanding more. You should still have to pay your penance for the shit you did when you was younger. But the irony to all this is, I don't know why we ever listen to people under the age of 30.
True.
About life.
Relationship stuff.
Yeah, because it starts to materialize after that. And you only understand these things with experience, literally with experience. You have to experience love, loss, all that shit
the hurt
to even
and the
know.
pain that go with it. Yeah.
You got to experience that. If you ain't never experienced that, shut the fuck up talking to me.
But see, that's why I don't begrudge her for living her life the way she lived her life, in the sense if that's what you wanted to do. The same way when we talked about Lori Harvey last week. I don't begrudge you for being a young person that you just want to date guys. Dudes do it all the time.
I don't begrudge you, but don't double back, Brittany, when you 35, looking for sympathy. It's like I know we can't quote R. Kelly ever, but on that one song when the girl was he was arguing with her at the end of the song, go fuck one of your little funky ass friends. Yeah. You're probably doing that shit anyway. No, don't no. Don't come back now talking about how now you may or may not want to be married and a wife. No, Lori. Get your fucking thing signed. Because the fact of the matter is, I mean, we can get into this. We ain't got to get into it right now because it opens up a whole can of worms. The reason life is not always about tit for tat. And I think with experience, you start to understand that. There's certain shit your woman can get away with that you can't, and vice versa. The other day, Donovan Mitchell scored the 71, and they pour all the water on him. And he was about to take his shirt off on the court, and Leah being all thirsty. Yeah, go ahead, take your shirt off. I can't do that if I'm watching women.
Sure can't.
Can't do it. So, ladies,
I'm trying to think what's the female basketball player you just be like, you about to go ahead, take it off.
You know what I'm saying?
They done got you all wet.
Liz Cambage, you know what I'm talking about?
They got you all wet. Go ahead and take it off.
Take that shit off. But like the reason why guys can kind of live their life like that and then decide to make that decision in their 30s is because as you get into that age, niggas with sense and a little bit of bread and no real craziness going on in their life are very hard to find. They then become the rare shit that everyone else is competing for. So, ladies, unfortunately, you can do what you want, but you're not going to be as successful doing that because there's a lot of single women with good jobs and some money and not a whole lot of kids. It's not a whole bunch of niggas like that. It's just the fact of the matter. But anyway.
But I also want to say, too, I don't put Brittany Renner in the same category as Lori Harvey because we don't know what Lori does.
That's true.
Lori, and that's why I'm not mad at her for her NDA, because we don't know what she does. Brittany was proud to be out there showing who she was with and who she was fucking and hopping on IG lives and everything and whatever.
That's true.
She was proud, and she wrote the book saying what she did. So I wouldn't put them in the same thing or whatever. But at least Lori looked like she's at least trying to have a real relationship. But still, all right. Well, we can head out of here. We'll be back next Sunday with a brand new show.
Yeah, we might have I don't know if we have a guest that Sunday or a couple from after. I got to talk to her.
Do you want to talk about the release party that's coming up? Or?
Yeah, shout out to the homie Kat. That's what I'm talking about. Kat Danielle, her project Gray Area that we've been working on for about a year and a half is getting ready to come out February 17th. She has a birthday bash, as well as I'm gonna put this stuff up here on our thing. It's a birthday bash album release party, February 17th, 7:00 meet and greet, 8 o'clock showtime at Indigo Lux on Mayfield Road, South Euclid. Like I said, project is called Gray Area. We've been working on this for a minute. I do have to get up there and do a poem that night. So she told me the other day I do have to fucking perform. So I'm not really. I just want to make music and sit in the background. So, but other than that, I'll be up there just chilling. Hopefully, a lot of people can come out and support local artists that probably eventually won't just be a local artist, but come out and support, this journey with the homie Kat. So February 17th at Indigo Lux.
Okay.
The Great Area release party.
So we'll have her on the show hopefully within the next few weeks.
You got to get dressed. You got to dress up too. Dress your ass up.
Okay. That's what she doing. All right. And then so we'll keep y'all updated on everything else, guests or whatever. I know it's somebody else I'm working on. I got to reach back out to him and see when he'll be free. Because this person that I want to have on me, he setting up a whole goddamn center in Chile to manufacture their product.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But so we'll keep everybody posted, man. So we'll catch y'all next Sunday. I guess give them all your shits, Dev.
Yeah, it's Big Dev, man. Trying to spread love in the world full of hate. Love y'all. If you don't love me back, it's cool. My mama do. Like my pops always say, do what needs to be done, what needs to be done, whether you like it or not. It's the real Big Dev 216 everywhere, man.
Everywhere, man. DMST16 at yahoo.com. I have not checked the email. No. I got to sign it.
Check it for Mixler, but that was it.
Yeah, I got to check it to see if anything. That's I almost missed the one interview thing with the magazine, but yeah, I need to check that. DMST16 at yahoo.com. Questions, comments, concern, feedback, all of that stuff. Reach out to us and directly on our Instagram, directly on our Twitter. If you want to just, say what's up to us or have us address something on the show. If you want to hear us talk about a particular topic, just reach on out. We'll be back next Sunday. We'll see y'all then. So it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. So as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I'm DJ Brainstorm for you on our social media. That is DJ Brainstorm, the number 4, the letter
U. Hey, shout out to DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, man. Catch y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.